for you today. So the only equipment you will need is a mat and a band. So to begin with, before we start, I just want to review a Kegel exercise and what a Kegel exercise is. So we'll be doing this Kegel exercise at the same time as all of the other exercises we're doing. A Kegel contraction is a contraction of your pelvic floor. So if you imagine your pelvis as kind of a bowl shape, the pelvic floor muscles are on the bottom of that bowl, and we all have the same musculature. And so whenever you contract it, it's almost as if the bottom of that bowl is lifting up and being raised up. And it would, imagine if you were trying to stop the flow of urine midstream, that would be a Kegel contraction. There's no other muscles that are contracting at that point. Your legs should be relaxed, your bottom should be relaxed. The Kegel contraction, you should just feel it between your legs. And so we'll try to hold that Kegel contraction as we go through all of these exercises. And don't worry if you don't get it right the very first time. It does take practice. If you just keep practicing, you should get better and better at it. So we'll make our way down to the floor. I'll just quickly review how to get there safely if you're not sure how. So if you have a chair, you can bring the chair over to your mat and stand in front of the chair holding onto the arms. You're going to come down onto one knee and then down onto both knees. And then you can just kind of push the chair out of the way and come down onto your hands and your knees. And then make your way down to one hip. And then you can roll over onto your back and just kind of make your way down that way. Alright, so we're going to go through these exercises. Remember to hold your Kegel contraction. I'll try to remind you as we go along. But the first thing we're going to start off with is diaphragmatic breathing. So I want you to have one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. We're going to breathe in through the nose and out through pursed lips. As you breathe in, I want your belly to rise. As you breathe out, I want your belly to fall. We'll just take a few breaths in and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through pursed lips. Alright, so from here let's move into some bridging. So again, we're going to do that Kegel. And before we go into the bridging, I want you to first do a pelvic tilt. So what you're going to do is tighten your abdominal muscles. You're going to roll your hips back so that your lower back is pressed flat against the floor. And I just want you to hold that abdominal contraction with your Kegel exercise as you breathe normally. So this is called a pelvic tilt. You're tilting your pelvis backwards, engaging your abdominal muscles, engaging your pelvic floor. And that's going to protect your spine through these exercises. So we're breathing normally. We're not holding our breath. I want you to take a breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to lift your hips up. As you breathe in, I want you to lower. So breathe out and lift the hips. Breathe in and lower. Breathe out and lift. In and lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, and relax. So we'll move into a little bit harder of an exercise next. I want you to bring your right foot and cross it over your left knee, so that your leg is up in this figure 4 position. From here, we're going to do that Kegel contraction again. I want you to go into your pelvic tilt and try and hold those. And from here, I want you to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift your hips up and lower them down. Lift, lower. So we're breathing through these exercises. Lower, lift, lower. We're not holding our breath. Lift. Lower, check in with your Kegel. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Last one, lower and relax. sides. Left foot crossed over the right knee. Go ahead and do your Kegel contraction. We're going to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift your hips. Lower. Lift. 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 Lower. Last one. Lower and relax. So next we're going to move into some marching with some arm movements. So I want you to do your Kegel. You're going to go into your pelvic tilt. We're holding the Kegel and the pelvic tilt as we breathe normally. And from here I want you to march with the right foot, down, march left, down, right, down, left, down, right, left, right, left. And now I want you to keep marching, and we're going to add in an opposite arm lift. So as you lift your right leg, you're also lifting your left arm, and vice versa. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Check in with your Kegel, make sure you're breathing. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Good. So that was level 1. Level 2 of that exercise, still doing the Kegel, back into our pelvic tilt. You're going to lift both feet up off the floor, and you can alternate tapping one foot down at a time. So we'll tap right, up, left, up, right, up, left, up, right, up, left, up. Make sure you're breathing, up, left, up. Check in with your Kegel, check in with your pelvic tilt. Your lower back should be pressed tightly against the floor, but we're still breathing, we're not holding our breath. Up, left, up, right, up, left, up, right, up, left, up, right, up, left, up, and relax. So between each exercise, whenever we're resting, go back into that diaphragmatic breathing. As you breathe in, your belly rises. As you breathe out, your belly falls. Alright, next we're going to take our band. And I want you to loop it around your right foot. And you're going to straighten that foot up in the air. You should feel a pull down the back of your thigh. We'll hold this for a minute to stretch our hamstrings. While you're up here, I want you to go ahead and rotate your right ankle. And go the other direction. And bend your knee to relax. And next we're going to make a bicycling motion. We're going to bicycle forward against the resistance of the band for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's go backwards for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Go ahead and switch sides. We'll loop the vein around our left foot now. Straighten that leg up in the air. Feel a pull down the back of your thigh. ahead and rotate your ankle. Other direction. And bend your knee to relax. And we'll bicycle forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now go backwards for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Put the bean aside for now. Put both knees bent. Breathing normally. As you breathe in, your belly rises. As you breathe out, your belly falls. So keep that left knee bent, foot flat on the mat. Straighten out the right leg. Keep that right knee straight. I want you to lift your right leg up so that your thighs are even with each other. And we're going to lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Check in with that Kegel contraction. Your pelvic floor should be nice and tight. 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're breathing normally. 3, 2, 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Alright, let's do the same thing on the opposite side. We'll straighten our left leg, keep that knee straight, lift up so that it's even with the opposite thigh. We'll lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you've got your Kegel and your pelvic tilt. 2, 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you're breathing normally. 3, 2, 1. Lift. 4, 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 3, 2, 1. Last one. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Alright, we're going to roll over onto your right side. So roll facing the screen here. We're laying on our right side. We're going to move into a side lying leg lift. So for this, I want you to straighten out your top leg. Your bottom leg is bent. We're pulling our top leg back. Top hip is rolled forward. Top leg is straight. Our abdominals are tight. You're doing your Kegel. We're going to keep that leg straight. Keep your hip rolled forward and lead with your heel and lift up about 2 feet off the floor and lower down. So the tendency with this one is to keep this hip rolled back and to lead with the heel doing this. That's not what I want you to do. Roll your hip forward, lead with the heel, and we're going to lift and lower. So you should feel this in the back of your hip. Belly button's tight. Make sure you're breathing. Lift, 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 lift and hold. We're gonna pulse at the top for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent. So next you're gonna take your band. I want you to loop it around your knees. You can just hold it, you don't have to tie it. So both legs are bent, feet are stacked on top of each other, you're holding your band. We're gonna lift the knee against the resistance of that band and lower down. Lift, lower, lift, lift. Check in with your Kegel, belly button's tight. Lift, 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 and relax. Excellent. Go ahead and put that band off to the side again. Next we're gonna do a reverse of that. So your knees are gonna stay together, but you're gonna lift your top foot and relax, lift. So this works our internal rotators of the hip. Lift, 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 and relax. So next we're going to do what we like to call a donkey kick. So this is a compound movement. You're going to pull your knee into your chest actively, not with your hands, and then you're going to kick straight down. You're going to drive your heel down. So you're pulling the knee into the chest and drive the heel down. Pull the knee in and drive down, in, down, in, down, in, down, in, down, in. So you should feel this on the side of that top hip. In, down, in, down, in, down, in, down, in, and down, and relax. So you should feel that left hip right now, or that top hip, whichever hip it is that you're working. So for those of you at home, I want you just to roll onto your back and roll over to do those exercises on the opposite side. I'm not going to roll over like that because then my back will be to you, so I'm going to turn and go the other direction so that I can still face you. So we'll start off with those sideline leg lifts. So bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight. Remember, keep that top hip rolled forward. Bring your top leg back. We're leading with the heel, belly button tight, Kegel is contracted. We're going to lift up and lower. Lift, lower. Lift, 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 and relax. So again, take that band and wrap it around your knees. And we're just going to hold at the knees. Feet stay together. Lift that top knee against the resistance of the band and relax. Lift, down, lift, 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 lift. Check in with your Kegel. Belly button should be tight. We're breathing normally. Lift, 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 lift. Last one, and relax. So you can toss that band over and get rid of it for now. So the next one is the reverse of that. Your knees stay together and you lift your foot and lower, lift, lift, very last strengthening exercise is that donkey kick. So you're gonna pull the knee into the chest actively, not with your hands. Drive the heel straight down. So we're pulling in and driving down. Check in with your Kegel. Belly buttons are tight, abdominals engaged, and we're breathing normally, not holding our breath. In and down. In and down. In, 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 down. Last one. Down and relax. From here you can push up into a seated position. And we'll review just quickly how to get up from the floor with the chair. Your chair is hopefully close to you. What I want you to do is come over onto all fours. You're on your hands and knees right in front of your chair. You can come up onto just kneeling, holding onto the chair with your stronger leg. I want you to put your foot on the floor, and then with both hands and your leg, and then this back foot, just with all four, I want you to push up into standing, and then turn around and have a seat. Make sure you sit for a minute so that you don't get dizzy from getting up too quickly. Make sure you feel good. Take